everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me, and today is the Wednesday check-in. It is October 5th, 2022, and how are you? If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, and head on over to the blog, hellocupcakeitsme.com, to give the blog some love, and head on over to anchor.fm/hellocupcakeitsme to follow along with the podcast. And I'll be honest, I haven't updated in about a week, so I'm going to be doing an update here today or tomorrow for that. Things have just got a little, out of hand for me the last couple of days. So, yeah, just a lot of stuff going on, a lot of just a lot. Found out last night that a gentleman that I grew up with, who was really good friends with my father, and that was just like a presence in my life ever since I was just like a little kid. I remember the day that he brought his daughter home, and his daughter's only like a few years younger than me, so that kind of family friend. And I just found out that he passed away last night, and I really haven't talked to his daughter in years, because we were really good friends growing up, or at least the last couple of years of high school. We were really good friends also. And she was somebody that I hung out with quite a bit, and I would always be over at her house, or she would always be at my house, or we would just be walking around town together, just pretty much if she was somewhere, chances are I was going to be there with her, type situation, or vice versa. And after high school and everything, and after she left the town that we grew up in, she became an adult, started having children and everything, and with that came changes in her viewpoints, changes in her political thoughts and standings, and just the weight of the world changed her, and her thoughts, values, and ideas are not the same as what my thoughts, views, values, and ideas are. And it's everything that she was, or that she grew up in, or whatever else, is bad, horrible, and what have you. And I've already gone through that. Everything that I grew up in was bad, horrible, and what have you, to forgive and move on and build from. But politically speaking, I guess the best way to put it in today's hot topic keywords or whatever is, she is very Republican, and I am very Democratic liberal, I guess. Democratic liberal social. The way that I explain my political stance is, I don't give a fuck. But if I had to be lumped in, I always tell people that I'm a tea-drinking Republican socialist who has Democratic views. And everyone's like, wait, what? So let that sink in for a second. Because there are Republican views that I agree with. There are Democratic views I agree with. And there are socialist views that I agree with. There are liberal views. And there are the Tea Party GOP views that I agree with. But, I'm not a political person. The only time that I get politically charged is when there is I'm not even going to get into it, but, I'm not a political person, so I have my own thoughts and ideas about welfare and about immigration and about this and about that and abortion and whatever else. But that's just it. It's opinions. It's how I feel. But I'm one of those people that just because I don't like something, I'm not going to take away your right or your ability to live your life the way that you best see fit. If you feel like you need to have an abortion, do I agree with abortions? No. But am I going to take away your ability or your right to have one? No. You know, I don't agree with abortions as a form of birth control. First and foremost, that is like, these are my personal viewpoints. So I don't agree with it as a form of birth control. I don't agree with it if one parent wants it. So like if the father wants the child but the mother doesn't want the child and she decides to abort it, I don't agree with that. Like, you know, carry it to a certain term where it can then be transferred into a NIC unit, and then you're done. Like, you don't have to even carry it to term and birth it. Just carry it to the point where it's able to be birthed in a NIC unit and go on about your business. Because I have had friends who were in a relationship with a woman and they were really, really happy that they were pregnant, and then something happens in their relationship and the woman goes out and she has an abortion shortly after, and it completely devastates the man. The other aspect of it is, you know, yeah, men can walk away, and that's a good thing and a bad thing all at the same time. But leading up to that moment of impregnation, there was the morning after pill. Well, back when all this existed, there was the morning after pill, there's condoms, there's like all these different things that you could do to like prevent that pregnancy. Now with Roe versus Wade being overturned and like having access to birth control and certain types of contraceptives, I understand that's a little bit more difficult, but whatever, you know, that's not going to, those are my viewpoints on things. That's not going to change me wanting you to be able to do those things. I just personally feel that if one parent wants it and the other parent doesn't, that the child should go to the parent that wants it. I also don't believe in the child support. I don't believe in the system that we have with child support right now. That needs to be completely overhauled. 50% of the money that would go, like, 50% of that child support money should go into a bank account that cannot be touched by either parent or the child until the child is 18 or 22. Yeah, 22 or 25. Like, 18 to 25, that money can't be touched. If the child goes into college at 18, then that money can be accessed, but the child has to stay in college and complete the, like, whatever degree or certificate that they're going in for. The remainder of the money, the other 50% of the money, 25% of that should go directly to the custodial parent for lights, water, gas, rent, whatever they gotta do. That other 25% should go directly to the child for whatever the child needs or wants. Be it clothes, shoes, video games, like new backpacks, whatever they want. That 25% should go to the child. Um, I grew up in a household where every month my child support would come into the house, the alimony would come into the house, and my biological mother would take that money and then automatically run to the casino and buy like steak and lobsters and ice cream and cake and candies and all that other stuff at the very first of the month. And then toward the end of the month, there would be no money left over, and I was constantly like needing shoes or needing something for school or whatever. And then the focus was then turned back upon my dad, like, hey, your kid needs XYZ. And he was like, well, I just gave you your monthly alimony and child support. Where the hell did that go? And she wasn't telling him, you know, oh, well, I went to the casino and I bought 2 cartons of cigarettes and I did this and that and the other thing and blah, blah, blah. And, like, hardly any of that money went toward our bills. And you're thinking, oh, well, you were just a kid. You don't know what that money went to, and that's where you're wrong. I was hyper aware of where every cent of that money that came into that house from the age of like 10 or 11. I was hyper aware of where every cent of that money went in that household. And everyone would take off and they would be at the casino, and I would come home from school. There would be no one in the house, absolutely no food whatsoever, and this is before cell phones and things like that. And so I would call the casino, and it got to the point where the casino knew me. They'd be like, oh, hey, Michael, yeah, we'll go ahead, you're calling for your mom? Yeah, okay, we'll go ahead and we'll send out a message and see if she responds. And they would be gone until like 7:30, 8 o'clock, sometimes even 10 o'clock at night. And during that whole time, I'm home hungry with no food in the house because our food benefits hadn't come in yet, or she hadn't gone shopping, or it was the middle of the fucking month and there was no food to be had because she spent up all the money, or she had me exchange the food stamps for cash so she could pay bills because she lost all the money at the casino or whatever. And it was just like, it was ridiculous. And I know a lot of people who grew up like that, and so it needs to be reformatted. And she would have like all these different people living with us and like getting whatever money she could from them. And like, so at one point there was like 9 people living in our 2-bedroom house that my dad was paying for through alimony and child support. Like, basically I was the meal ticket. And if it wasn't for me wanting to stay with her at that time, she wouldn't have had any of that. And like, when I finally said enough's enough, and I like up and left and I went back to live with my dad, she was homeless within like a month and a half. And all those people she had living with us at the time, they didn't keep it up. They didn't continue to go on about their business. Like, they just like, oh, okay, well, we can't stay here for free anymore, let's go. And they all took off. So, you know, there's a lot of things that need to be changed about the system or whatever else. So, completely off of topic from what I wanted to talk about today, but there it is. So anyways, getting back to the point is, we have a disconnect, and I just don't talk to her anymore like I used to, and I miss her as a friend. But I'm even more sorry for her because her father did pass away, and I know what that's like, having lost my father a couple of years ago, and having just celebrated his birthday a few weeks ago on September 6th. So, yeah, it's just whatever. But so got that going on. My friend Carmen is in the process of helping me do a bunch of crafting projects and stuff like that. So that's really kind of helped me keep my mental health focus off of just being depressed and like blah. And me and a bunch of my other friends, we're putting on a witch's walk, and going to have decorations and all kinds of stuff like that for that. And I made this really cool witch's broom, and I'll show you guys here probably next week. I'm gonna do a live I think I'm going to do a live stream from the event, and that's probably going to be the Saturday video. That's going to be, well, no, I'll still do a regular Saturday morning video, I think, but I also planning on doing a regular live stream video too. I don't know. I gotta see what all I got going on that day, but yeah, got a lot of stuff coming up, and a lot of crafting and a lot of party planning and things for that event. And then this weekend, however, for Saturday, there may not be a full-on video because I'm supposed to go to Portland with my sister to go see our biological mom, and I'm having like some serious don't want to's about that trip. One, we're leaving like super freaking early in the morning on Saturday, and it's a 4.5 hour drive. So they're talking like being at my house by 5:15 and getting on the road and trying to be down there by noon, 1 o'clock type situation. And I'm just not looking forward to the drive. I'm not looking forward to the amount of pain I'm going to be in, because when we get down there, we like walk everywhere and we're constantly on the move. I'm not looking forward to just being tired and having to get up at the ass crack of dawn. And I'm also not looking forward to leaving my cat behind for a day and a half, because we're gonna go down like first thing Saturday morning and be back like Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening type situation. And he's so freaking needy and so just like codependent that I'm worried about him. So we'll see how he fares with me leaving for that time period or whatever. But yeah, not really looking forward to any aspect of it. Plus, I really don't want to see her in her old age and frailty that she's become since she got kicked out of her apartment, was homeless for a few months, and has been living with this new roommate, caregiver lady person. She did a Facebook Messenger video chat with me not too long ago, and she looked like goddamn it to hell was ran over and set on fire, and she was tweaked out of her fucking mind. And I was just like, how are you in your 70s still fucking using meth? Like, just how? So I don't want to see that. I don't want to, like, that whole... I just don't want to deal with any of that. But I've kind of made it... I've kind of put the thought in my mind that this is probably going to be the last time that I go and see her. So it's one of those things that, like, I probably should go and see her and just, you know, experience all that is her for, like, while she's still here, because I really don't plan on going back down there anytime soon after this. That could change, but yeah, like, everything in me right now is just like, it feels like this huge pit of despair. And I was hoping to be able to talk about it in counseling when I went to my mental health check-in a week or so ago. But we didn't get around to that because he had to do intake paperwork and all this other bullshit. I'm like, just send me the freaking paperwork and I'll fill it out or whatever, but what have you. So I didn't get to talk about it then, so maybe next time when I go back to my appointment, I will be able to talk about it then. So anyways, guys, it is a long video and I have a lot of stuff that I need to go get done today, so I will let you go. If you have questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment section down below. Like I said, hit up the blog, hellocupcakeitsme.com. Go over to the podcast, anchor.fm/hellocupcakeitsme. And as always, I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.